All right, welcome back to the channel. I'm here today with my boy Marcus Carice, or Marcus LOL if you know him from Discord, and he just got top 8 at YCS Orlando with this Gigavise deck, as I'm calling it. It is like one of the craziest combo decks to ever exist, especially in Edison, when people think that Edison is solved, and now we have yet another deck that is actually competitive. In fact, in YCS Orlando, I believe that this was the most represented deck in top 8. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yep.
Yeah.
First showing for the deck in the top cut, and it already has the most spots in top cut, which is crazy. Why don't you talk about your weekend playing this deck? Because I know we sat next to each other literally round one.
Round one. So it was the most represented deck in Top Cut while being probably the least represented deck in the tournament.
I agree with that for sure.
There was 3 people who played it. That I know of. I don't think anybody else, because I would have seen it. Like I finished.
I
round
think
one.
so too.
I lost round one pretty fucking quick.
It was like you, Ronnie Tsunami, and the other guy that topped.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so I didn't even know the other guy was playing it until I sat beside him like round 7, and we were just like playing beside each other, and then we're like, wait. And there's kind of that Spider-Man meme where you're kind of both guys are looking at each other like, wait, what? But yeah, so I've been playing this deck for a while. Pro Storm, I didn't play at the format Library Worlds, but me and Pro Storm have been playing it maybe about 2 weeks prior, and we figured out like, okay, this deck is kind of good. The build hadn't been optimized yet, and he played it. I think he went like 0-6 in rolls, didn't end up topping, but I think we both knew that like there was something there. And so since then, I've just been playing it consistently. The Edison Discord server for this has like gone nuts over the last couple of weeks. Like it's insane. So I played it this weekend. I lost round 1, which wasn't fun, but I lost the roll, and then he had Dust Shoot game 1, game 3. So like I don't know if there's like many decks that I could be playing.
Right. Yeah, that's
like,
rough.
I feel like most decks you're playing, if you're losing the roll plus your opponent has Dust Shoot game 1, game 3, you're probably like sub 50% to win anyways.
Yep. They have to be so incompetent.
Yeah, like especially because I lost the roll, and I my first 3 cards in my opening hand game 1 after losing the roll were Lone Fire, Heavy Storm, Supervise, and I'm thinking, okay, like this doesn't matter. And then the only card you lose to is Dust Shoot, and he had it. So
that is so unfortunate when you have the nut hand. If you just won the die roll, literally 50% chance, you just win that whole round.
Yeah, exactly. Like I have to lose the roll plus they have to have Dust Shoot. But yeah, so anyway, so that was that, and then I ended up I won all the way until I played the other Gigaplant guy last round.
Yep.
We ended up drawing, and and I think I only really lost. I lost 2 games round 1, and then I think I only lost like 1 other game.
Damn, so you were steamrolling people with this.
Outside of the draw, yeah. Like I lost maybe 2 other games the entire Swiss portion, considering the fact that I lost virtually every other dice roll too.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, the deck is like, people are gonna say like it's super fragile to go first deck. No, it's really not.
What's interesting is that you played the only other Gigavise who was in contention for topping, meaning that no matter what happened in that match, Gigavise was topping this event.
Exactly, yeah. So like it was kind of cool when you sat down. We're like, okay, like there's gonna be a Gigaplant in top 8, which is like the first time ever. No matter what. And it was really cool. And it was funny, like as the day progressed, like we heard like rumblings of people talking like how to side deck against it, and people, it's one of those things where people always think that they know how to play against it.
Yep.
And like they theory it, and it's like that famous Mike Tyson quote where it's everyone has a game plan until you get punched in the face.
Yeah.
Like you sit down. Like I played against some pretty good players too. Like I played against Chai T.
Yeah, Chai's nice for Chicago.
Yeah, like he was a good player. And then like after the match, like he goes, "Yep, I just completely threw that match." Like people don't know how to play against it, and like you think you know what to do, and then you realize that can play through like multiple back rows, multiple times in a turn. Yeah.
It's terrifying. It also doesn't get deck devied. I'm looking at, you only played 11 monsters, I think it says.
Yeah, I play 11. So Chai deck dev me game 1, turn 1, and so like I against him, he was like one of my few dice roll wins, and I opened by setting Sangan and like setting a Wing Blast, and then he set, which ended up being Sirocco
plus DDV.
Sirocco DDV, and then I go summon Nettles. Don't flip the Sangan yet, because I felt like if I flipped the Sangan, maybe he wouldn't deck dev.
Right.
Because he knew I would be getting Lone Fire. Just attack it with Nettles. He deck devs. I have an in-hand Dandy, which gets me tokens to like ensure I don't die.
Wow.
Plus I get my Sangan Search of Lone Fire, and then my hand after that is like Storm, Miracle Fertilizer, Lone Fire, Supervise, and
yeah, you're just waiting. You're like, okay, go ahead, take your turn. This will be your last.
Yeah. I was like he saw my hand, so he knew. Yeah. So yeah, the deck is like super resilient to deck dev, which is one of the big things that we liked about this deck going to the tournament.
That's what I think too. Right now we're in this DDV meta still, where people are main decking it, right? And you want a deck that is pretty resilient to it. Now I know people looking at the deck are like, oh well, the monsters get deck heavy in this deck, but because you're playing so few of them, and because you have so much recursion, like this deck list is all just recursion stuff. So
yeah. And like they have to shotgun it. You can't hold it because you hold deck dev, then like
you're gonna feel so dumb.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
You're gonna feel dumb if I go Lone Fire and you just have a DDV set and I summon Titan.
Yeah.
Like you're just gonna be mad at yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So there's not really an opportune time, and like you play right away. You get super punished. They have Miracle Fertilizer. There's no like optimal way to play it really.
Yeah, I love that. I love the resilience to that. I love that the monster count is this small, so it's a very heavy spell deck. And then it also still has traps, like, and it has enough traps for me to say that this is the exact number of traps that I played in Hero Frogs. Now I'm realizing it. Like the only difference is that the Raigeki breaks are Wing Blast, but this is my exact trap lineup when I won Indianapolis.
Yeah, exactly. And what's cool about like this deck is in Hero Frog you have to play Raigeki Break over Wing Blast because you need that special summon every turn, so you can't really afford to like Wing Blast and Oppression because you're going to need the special summon probably the turn after.
Yeah.
Whereas this deck, you can afford to Wing Blast a Dyna or an Oppression and give them a shitty draw, and because you're comboing and you don't care if they
make a Stardust, you're like, go ahead, draw Dyna now.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't care if they get the oppression back because you've already made your board.
Yeah, no, that's broken. Wing Blast is deadly in decks like this that you know what you're spinning back. You're spinning back a trap. Yeah. You're like you're drawing a trap card against this board. That is already awful. Like that's just already a bad thing.
There's no good trap card to draw to this established field. Like it doesn't exist.
Yeah, I saw people debating about needle sealing, and I'm like, what are y'all on about? Like I don't know about that one.
Yeah, like needle sealing, I promise you, is not it. Like
like that just seems wrong. I don't know if they seen the end boards. Like I don't think that that's the one, but
yeah, like some of the boards you can pretty make. You could like you get to like pretty much sculpt your end field when you get the combo. Like you pretty much get to build whatever board you want, and it's like. That's one of the really cool things about this deck, and that I was finding Edison to get really stale. Like I was getting really bored of it, and this kind of like revitalized my love for the format.
That's what happened to me. I was kind of in 2022 at the end of the year. Black Wings was so dominant, and 2023 I found Frogs and have not looked back since. But that revitalized. I was going to quit. I remember my locals was dying. My locals was dying at the end of 2022 because Black Wings. I just played Black Wings and won the tournament like 8 weeks in a row. And I told people who were playing their quick draw decks, their X-Saber decks and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, unfortunately, Black Wings is just too powerful, and you guys are playing the decks. Yeah, they were playing the decks they liked, which I still want people to do that within reason. But trying to play quick draw in 2022 and even now is
hard.
It's hard. It's just really hard. It's harder now too.
You have to have such a good run, and like eventually you're just gonna keep getting deck dev'd and whirlwind. And
you got tokens. You're getting pierced by Bora, all kinds of crazy ways. 37 here, 51 here with the Kalut. You're like, bro, this deck is just ass. So I know that exact feeling you're talking about, where after you played in War League, you've won War League. You've played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh with Edison format by now, and after a while, it can get stale. And this is why I love this format, because decks like this get made by people like you, people who are like innovators of the year, and it just changes the entire format. Like this is going to have a blatant change to Edison going forward now. Like we'll never go back before the Gigaplant like was the deck. This deck will forever change the format.
And like what I think is really cool, and what me and ProStorm were talking about, was like this isn't a deck where like you have like the auto play hands that just kind of play themselves. But there are some lines that are so complex, and they require so much thought that no other deck in Edison really can do. So it's not really a deck that you can just pick up and do well and like start sacking everyone every turn.
Right, which I love. I love that about the Forge deck too. It's kind of in that same vein where you can't just be like, oh, I'm just gonna like play this. Like no, you will not. It is actually so much more difficult than it looks.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think I mentioned in one of my other videos that like some line where I was at like 1100. I had to go Thought Ruler, Colossal Armory Arm, and Thought Ruler over the Monarch, so I had enough life points for Colossal Armory. And I was thinking the guy I was playing against wasn't the greatest player. I was like, you didn't even appreciate what I just did to you. And
that's such a Marcus thing to say. You didn't appreciate what I just did to you. That is fucking crazy.
But like I was thinking, I was like, this line is like I can't. I was trying to think of other decks that could do something like that. I'm like, there's no other deck that could do that.
Yeah, that's wild. That is so wild.
And it was like oh he had I dust shoot him the turn before. Like I knew he had Treg and Fader in his hand with the Caius on top of his deck. So it was like it was a legitimate win this turn like puzzle that you find in the Discords.
Yeah, you know, one deck that can do that literally, I think, is Forgs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 4 can do it as well. Probably you probably need like 15 cards in your hand.
10 is 10. I did the math in my head, but yeah, you can do it with 10 cards, and it's so stupid that's the thing that I never thought of that until you literally just said that. But yeah, that is Thought Ruler, Gain a Life, and then Colossal Army Arm. Like Thought Ruler, Army Arm, Colossal Army Arm is just crazy work. Like crazy.
It was and it was really cool. And like thinking these lines out, it's really hard to do in person. Even on Dueling Book is hard. Like me and ProStorm will review all of our games and see like if there's more optimal lines. Because it's fucking hard. Like it's like there's lines that like I probably missed throughout the tournament. And like even just reviewing games on Dueling Book, like I'll review them like, oh, like I definitely just missed this kill lion.
Yeah, that's reasonable though. Like, these decks are definitely more complicated than just like set D prison, set right go. You know.
Yeah, exactly. But like that's part of the fun, and like that's part of the appeal to me is playing these sort of decks that you're really playing on both players' turns.
Yep, no, 100%. Okay, so I was gonna ask about your side deck because it's actually like a lot of different cards in here. Like I see an autonomous action unit where you actually this is your exact list from topping the YCS.
Yeah, this is the exact list. Autonomous. I figured I'd play against some sort of plant deck.
Yeah, even if it's Amaryllis or a quick draw, whatever.
Yeah, exactly, just something. And because of how the equips work, which is I didn't. The whole Titanial negating equip spell to me was kind of weird, but because I in my head like it doesn't make sense that an equip spell targets on activation, but it does. So like Titanial negates like virtually every equip spell. So I wanted an equip spell for Titanial decks that like wouldn't get just blown up by Titanial, and it also just helps when you're going second because you just take a lone fire and then get started.
Yeah.
So like that's why that was in there.
And it's searchable, which is crazy.
Yeah, exactly. It's searchable, it's reusable. It's pretty much everything you want. And then like stuff like Mobius and Breaker, I think I brought it up before in another video where it's like I know how you're supposed to side against this deck, but I don't know if other people know.
They don't.
They just don't. So it's weird. So like in my head, like stuff like Breaker, Mobius, Soul Exchange, are so good because like it lets you clear stuff like Dyna while also clearing stuff like Dust Tornadoes, Oppressions. If people leave D prisons in the deck, like obviously this gets exploited fully by those cards. And what I really like about decks like this is that you're not really siding. You're only siding cards that to answer cards that stop you from playing. So stuff like Breaker like hits Suppression, hits whatever Dust Tornado, and then attacks over Dyna. Mobius does the same thing. Really decrees that you play Solemn when you go first.
You're just forcing your game plan through and stopping. Yeah, exactly. They're trying to stop you, but you're just stopping whatever they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Like Consecrated Light and like Vanity Fiends were kind of like the exceptions to that. Consecrated Light obviously just being like so insane, especially in this deck because like it just buys you turns. Like even if you get like 2, 3, 4 turns and then it dies, you've already accomplished what you wanted it to do.
Yep.
And then Vanity Fiend obviously is just kind of insane, especially with multiple steel cards.
Right. It's also scary that you play Decree and Consecrate because that's like the OTK against Blackwing. So
like that's just an FTK. Like it's just like another.
You just have a win condition.
It's like another combo if you don't open. Thing. And so like I played against 2 Blackwings and like one of them he opened like Whirlwind Shura. And I just had like my hand was like fully bricked except I had Consecrated, so it bought me some turns, and then eventually I double upstarted him, put him at 10k, and then Trunated and killed him while leaving the Consecrate on the field.
Unreal.
So he couldn't Gores, and like it's just so insane.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, because your deck is not really dark based anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So like it was pretty insane. Like
that's nuts.
It's really there's no kill line at through 10k through Gores unless you have Consecrated. Like you can do 8k through Gores.
Yeah, but
you like it's impossible to 10k.
Oh wait, this deck when you say through Gores, you mean like this deck can kill you if you drop Gores?
Yeah. So like the field is if you can get to Brionac, Brio, or like any monsters of like equivalent stats would be like Brio, Power Tool, a level 8 Gigaplant with Armory Arm.
Right.
Is game through Gores, like no matter when they drop it.
That's 8K. That's crazy. That's literally Forks type shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just so
interesting.
it is, and so Yeah, so it is really cool, but like at 10K it's virtually impossible, and so especially when one of your monster slots is being taken up by the consecrate, so you're only like playing with 4 monster slots as opposed to the full 5. It is kind of hard, but I think I made like Gothams with Gigaplant and Titanial and something else, and it was the guy was just like all of his friends were watching. He's like, "Yo, you didn't have to do my boy like that. Like I'm sub to your channel." I was like, "Yo." It was it was cool, and like again, like more importantly, it's just like these non-linear thinking decks is just what really excites me to play this format.
Yeah, no, I like this a lot. I mean, this is funny because these types of decks are terrifying. There's more Dragon Turbos now. Like there used to just be Dragon Turbo and that was it.
Yeah.
And now you have like Forgs and Gigavise are two more of those kind of decks that are just like these. Basically, they win by not really letting your opponent play the game, and they're very good at doing it. And I would argue that these decks are more consistent than Dragon Turbo is also.
Oh, and it has a better mid-range game.
Yes. Yep.
Like just because of Miracle Fertilizer, like I only turn 1 comboed once all tournament.
Oh wow. So it's like more of a setup.
Like, every game I was playing was just like a grind game, really, except for a couple.
Well, I'm hoping that we can just OD on somebody turn 1 in this video because I like when things just go like super smooth. Why don't we get into a game? Why don't we get into some Yu-Gi-Oh?
Hopefully my rock paper scissors luck is better.
We'll see.
Than my rolls.
Oh, already. I also remember this name. Like I
think he's a New Yorker.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I either played him or I was watching a duel or something. Oh, can you turn your duel sounds on real quick?
Yeah.
Thank you. I know it's annoying, but here we go. Oh. Okay.
Okay. So because we have Storm, we can probably just hit an armory now.
Yep.
And then just wait till next turn.
Ha. Now, do you you actually take that one?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab this one.
So that way Power Tool has the ones in deck to search. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. Just no Power Tool can keep the 2 in the deck. Pass. And hopefully he doesn't have Dust Shoot.
Right, here we go again. Yeah, Dust Shoot is the one card that you're really hoping to not see. And like weird shit like Secutor. Oh.
Yeah, okay, so he...
Oh. Oh.
Okay, so now because I do Dust Shoot, I'm not even gonna go for game. Maybe I'll do like a little chip damage.
Yeah, chip damage is fine. It depends on how. I personally am about to learn because I do not know how this deck works. So.
Yeah, so like these are some scenarios where like I'll leave so I have Super Solar as follow up, so I'm not gonna use double Lone Fire here.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go straight to this, and like I assume he doesn't main deck TD Crow. Like I'm just gonna bring everything in attack mode, and I'm only gonna attack probably the lowest one.
Does Supervise bring Gigaplant back with its effect or no?
Yeah. So Supervise brings it back. It's mandatory, so it'll always be Chainlink 1.
Yep.
So there's like obviously you can just like Black Rose with using the Supervise on there, and then it'll make everything miss timing, which is always nice.
Okay, but it is a normal monster right now.
Yeah. So it'll be a normal monster now.
Gotcha.
Yep. So go double Supervise, and it's almost always Mark.
Yeah, because Mark gets things banished for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Do they know what you got, or is that a secret?
It's a secret.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I had like a 5-minute judge call at the YCS because my opponent multiple times kept wanting to see.
You're like, nah.
Yeah, like no, we're good. But like I mean, you find out pretty quickly. I'm just gonna go Titanial here.
This is crazy.
I'm not even gonna attack the other two because I have insane follow up.
Yes. If he has Gores, he is salty. He might quit, actually. I think I would. I would scoop to you right here. Like, there's no world where I'm showing you my hand.
Yeah.
You're going into game 2 blind is what I would... Yeah, okay.
Yep.
He's competent enough. Because, like, there's no world where I'm showing you anything after what just happened.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't even think of a combination of cards he has to have.
Yeah,
to,
it's like
Vortex, Dyna. Even then,
yeah,
that doesn't do it because the Gigaplan's floating.
he literally needs to start off 1-for-1 dandy, summon substitute, and then you're like, all right, like I
Yeah,
see.
he passes. It's probably just not Black Wings. Probably maybe.
Yeah, I feel like any trap deck would have put
done
cards on
something.
the field. Yeah, I just
like unless he was holding Gores.
right. Gores would make you pass, so it is hard to read exactly what happened, and he didn't even let us confirm the Gores.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna side like too heavy for anything specifically.
Yep, that's what I do. Whenever this happens to me, I don't go hard on the side. Like I just side like generic shit.
Yeah, so I think I might do something like this, where you just side out like a little bit of engine.
Yeah. Not enough to hurt your deck, but like enough to that if he is playing like anti cards against your deck, you're like, okay, I have stuff for the oppression. If he goes aggressive, I have Gores.
Yep, exactly.
Look at that MST. Supervise is a crazy ass card.
Supervise is insane. Like Foolish in this deck is like so insane.
I was just gonna say I hope you get dust shoot it before you drew the Nettles, because that would have been hilarious.
Like even dust shoot usually just is not good against this.
That's what I'm saying. You don't play enough monsters for it to be like reliable.
It's so funny because like in most decks, like you just like set the MST into the Raikou, but like MST in this deck is so important.
Yeah, it's more powerful than it is in a regular grindy back and forth deck.
Yeah, so I don't know what he's playing. Like I kind of just want to swing into this with Nettles and see if it's Raikou.
Yeah, get information here.
He's reading it.
Yeah, I love that. Because you know that's exactly what's happening. Alright, he forced it. Cool. Huh. Still have no idea what deck this is. Zombies? No, I'm tripping. Nobody plays that.
Like you're letting that die. Like, it probably is Raikou.
Yeah, realistically. And he wants you to like have this weird thing where you can't set traps, but you're like, okay, I'm fine with this because I'm going to get time.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
This is very frog-like what's happening because I won't set... Okay, there we go. He gave us something.
Like, it probably is Raikou. Definitely not Hamster. But now we have the Torrent for the punish, unless he has Mirror or like Storm.
Yeah.
Like again, like this is like another thing where like people probably should be setting out MST, but they're not. Or like I mean, they're setting out Storm, but they're not.
Breaker one time.
Breaker goes kind of crazy here.
Damn. Lonefire has enough defense to block Faustine, actually.
Yeah, it does, which is nice. I think if I get like maybe one more turn of just not doing anything. But, like he can't, he not flipping his Raikou. I'm gonna pass for one more turn.
Scary, scary. Okay, Cyber Valley. Ooh. Interesting. Oh,
that is an insane draw.
I just realized what that actually does.
Yeah, so now I can out this. Like, this one I'm pretty sure is Raikou.
Yeah, you don't really want to attack it though, do you? Because he gets rid of your torrential for free.
I think this one's Hamster, and I kind of wanted to attack it, but I'm not going to. But just I want it on the record that I think it's
okay. Raikou, Hamster in that order.
We're just gonna set this. He's probably gonna hit the new one with the Raikou.
Yeah.
At least he should. Oh, okay.
Well, just chain.
Like he played around that torrent the entire time.
Yeah.
Not flipping Raikou into
only
it, but now you
play into it blatantly. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's play. Okay.
Okay.
I'm ass.
Nah, I think what you said makes some sense anyway, because like he wants to advance his game state while nothing is really happening because your deck is terrifying. Like if you break the Dyna, he's scared. He might die. Like
yeah, exactly.
So he would set if he had a hamster, I don't think he would hold it. But now we know that his deck is playing God Avarice, so like.
Okay, Plague. This is also fine.
All right, he literally needs to kill you this turn.
Yeah, he does. Keep the Wind Blast.
For like some defense. Yeah.
Like it could be Fertilizer. I think. Fine.
Oh, open season.
Now we're gonna play. Now we can play around Crow by doing double.
So how does this play around Crow? What were you saying? Like,
so Gigaplant doesn't target.
Oh no! Are you serious?
Yeah. Because you can also summon from your hand.
Oh god, it's like Red Med.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. Yeah. Don't.
I was
don't
like,
bother.
what is he? I was like, what is he talking about? Like, I would absolutely crow that low fire when you.
Okay, so now we can crow. He can crow this, is fine. But now you just change this up.
So what did he? Wait, he just crowed your Gigaplant. Oh wow! On supervised targets. Supervised targets, right?
Yeah. So, but that's okay. Cause now you just go for like a DDR.
Yeah.
Go DDR. Yeah. DDR's fine. I'm not going to be playing the board. He has a Caius on top, which is a little annoying if he has Brain Con. I'm just going to set 2 here. We know he doesn't have Storm.
Yeah, he would have absolutely played it. At least I think so.
Yeah, and we're just going to play around boards again.
Power tools every turn. You just do that every turn.
You just do it every turn. Like that's one of the reasons why I really like 7 equips, is because you just get to maximize how often you use it.
Yeah, because like him not playing the game is really to his detriment. Also, you're drawing so ass.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, these draws are bad, but like none of them really matter.
Yeah,
ultimately.
Yeah, I can kind of see the vibe there.
We do this now. We're gonna get supervised, and a mark.
Yeah, like I see how the deck is all intertwined. You drew the Titanium, but it's not even that bad.
Yeah, exactly. So now, like, we can really just low roll this into Oblivion.
Yeah, I think that we try to kill him this turn, honestly, and just like make him put the Gores out on the worst possible time.
The thing is, like, the only way like these decks crack your board is with Gores. So like, you can just like a lot of the time, like I find myself just never attacking, and then like eventually just like 23 one turn, and then you can easily kill the next.
I think I don't know if you have intentions. I don't know what's going on really, but I think if you bring back Titanium at any point, Gores is like such a weird thing for him to even do.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go normal. You can also I can make a Stardust here, but I think I'd rather just get Titanium first.
Yeah, like I feel like she's such a threatening, because then he can't target. It's just such a ridiculous card. The fact that Crow is a minus against Gigaplant's effect is crazy to me.
It is.
I would be so annoyed. Oh yeah, you're fucking dead. There's no way. Like, this is so ridiculous. You cannot just pass.
Yeah.
What's he saying?
Something. Oh, he's about to type. He's about to type some shit.
Yeah, I want to know how ignorant he's about to get.
No, I'm gonna wait. DB hate me.
Oh, DB hate me. I mean, you're playing. You're playing a deck with. Let me stop.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Okay, so now we're gonna go. Him. Boom. Winning? What? What's this guy yapping about?
I guess he's like saying that he wins too much, and that's why Dueling Book is screwing his hand up.
Word. We need to summon this from our hand with his effect. This is supervised. I think the Brute Drago here. I think just make this.
That better be Fader.
Oh, he's one of these guys. All right.
Yeah, I don't know why people do this. I think that is always, and then he quits.
I him to.
Yeah. I never understand why people do that. Like, can we watch the replay real quick before we jump? I do want to. Yeah.
I kind of see what happened in game one. Like if he had the gores.
Yeah.
I see. What was he playing? Just like some quick draw deck?
Yeah, I guess so. That's what it looked like to me. It looks like quick draw, but.
Oh, he did have gores game one.
Wow. I think it's that Machina. Like Machina quick draw. Yeah, so you just choosing to be like, I'm not attacking you, and you wouldn't have attacked him even if you didn't draw Dust Shoot.
Yeah, exactly. I'm only attacking the 23 here.
Yeah, you're like, you're not getting the full. Like if you drop Gores here, it's ass, obviously.
Yeah, Gores on the first one, I still clear both.
Yeah, you just neg one, like literally neg one to save life points.
Yeah, exactly.
He had Gores again.
It Gores again.
So he's just gonna die with the Gores because he's just like, I can't.
Yeah.
He was too embarrassed to even show it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like everyone, you got a game plan with your Gores, and then that shit crumbles.
Yeah. Oh no. What is his deck though? Like actually?
I think it's just that the Machina.
It just looks. I guess it's just like he's just drawing really bad or something, but it just does not look like a playable deck.
Yeah, I think this looks pretty similar to the one that topped.
Yeah, I think it's just like a Machina control deck, but it.
Like I don't know.
The Wing Blast just absolutely sealed it.
Yeah, like Wing Blast just destroys these kind of decks.
Like he really needed you to attack in both these games.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, I agree with him. I don't know what's going on with DB, but like his hand is a meme, both games.
Yeah,
and you're just brutalizing him.
In all reality, this is probably supposed to be a Brute Drago and not Red Dragon in case it is Fader.
Right, right. Well, I was just memeing anyway when I said that. Like,
yeah, but it is true. Like, there's no reason for this to be thing. I forgot he was at 57, and that he was just gonna die anyways.
Yep. So there's no reason to play into like a Fader that wipes your field.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair. Yeah, let's scrape up somebody else.
Yeah,
somebody who actually like we don't have to poke them with a stick and ask if they're alive. All right, back to your losing streak.
This guy, I think, normally plays frogs.
That's what it looks like. How's your frog matchup?
It's good. It's good. Titanium usually just solos.
Yeah.
Like Titanium defense, and then so they can't crash Absolute Zero.
Oh yeah. And then.
Or like in worst case scenario, they have like an attack mode 0 with another water and attacks over it, which is also just fine because then your Gigaplant and Power Tool are staying.
Yeah.
Okay, so we actually have a lot of cards we can draw off this upstart combo here.
Ooh.
we could go like just turn one Titanial against him.
Oh, like DDR.
And not even DDR, just Super Solar Copy Plan is Lone Fire in a Titanial. Which I think, and then I have double Gold Sark for after, which I kind of like, which I probably am going to just do. And I think just based on this hand, I have to put pressure, and I have to hope he doesn't have
right, because you can never tell when frogs have it anyway. This is not
exactly.
like I wouldn't call you bad if he had gores. It's like frogs always looks like they have gores.
It's just not readable against frog.
No, it's not. It's one of his strengths.
So here we're gonna go. We're just gonna go. Lone Fire. Miracle, I think. Hold the Wind Blast.
Fair enough.
And pray he doesn't play like weird Dark Dust Spirit.
Yeah. Alright, he just wants it gone.
Sure.
Oh. Oh. Well.
Okay.
I mean, don't mind if we do.
Yeah, I'll be doing this.
Oh, you're going this route.
Yeah, just because I have second Miracle coming, I don't mind this one just leaving.
Right.
So, I think I need the Power Tool. He didn't have it last turn, that means he definitely doesn't have it. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, I remember this guy playing like the actual, like the OG Frog Monarch.
Right. Yeah. I mean, when I see Fader and Ryza, I'm like, yeah, it's looking like.
Oh, what's this lad? Okay. Oh, not that bad. A little annoying, but
What's the play here though?
he attacks.
Can they both die?
Interesting.
Okay.
He gets back Treeborn?
Ryza.
Ryza crash, but then I get my Giga back.
Sarageki break? Okay, I'm like, now you get your 2 cards from gold. All of a sudden he's losing. Okay. I'm missing where this is not. I don't think you were going to use that this turn anyway.
Yeah, I definitely just wasn't. I don't need it for the next like 2 turns. I have Miracle for
yeah, I'm looking at this setup. This deck is obnoxious. A 1,000 life is crazy.
Yeah.
You could also Wing Blast his Treeborn Frog and like absolutely cook him. Okay, well he's super dead.
Yeah, now I can just play around Fader.
Yeah, you just make Black Rose, right?
Yeah. I mean, I could also just go like attack the Treeborn, attack this, and then on Battle Step Wind Blast, and then attack direct.
Right. But yeah, I see a play to that.
We'll do
yeah, we'll do the style Black Rose Dragon, no F.
Yeah.
He got out of there so quick.
Like that's another thing about this deck is like the kill lines are like with Black Rose. Like I've never used Black Rose's effect to swap a monster more in my life.
Yeah, this deck will bring it out of you. All right, we got some Vanity's Fiends. Is this one of the matchups? I imagine.
Oh yeah. Vanity Fiend. Okay, even Gores isn't even the worst against this deck.
Yeah.
Like,
What about like Solemn? That's a Monarch deck. He's playing like straight up Monarch. That's a turn skip.
Yeah, I can see that being okay. Valley's even okay. Sangan's kind of ass.
Trinade's ass, heavy.
Yeah, Storm's ass. I had never played against this version
of like frogs, like just straight up frog Monarch.
Or like it's like the fucking 2009. Like you loaded up the SJC Edison deck list. I don't think Windblast is that good.
Yeah, it's really only good if you like stun them for a turn when they have Treeborn.
Yeah, you know what? It's 90% of decks I hate siding Windblast against the Monarch deck. But in this deck, because you have Titanial up, it's like you don't care giving the Monarchs back because those are just shit draws into Titanial.
Also, now that I'm starting to understand a little bit better, this is a combo in your hand.
Oh yeah, this is game. If he doesn't have Vader.
Yep, of course.
It's annoying.
So close to missing. All right, that's your glitch. One time, draw it again. They hate us.
It's not over yet. I can mill Dandy.
Oh no, not a disaster.
Oh, we're milling Dandy. Fuck.
Oh my god, that would have been a fucking. You want to talk about a disaster?
Mark is kind of shit here, but I kind of just want access to all of them.
He didn't set up Treeborn turn one, did he?
He did.
Oh, he substitute. Substitute swap. Okay.
Yeah.
So I imagine he has Vanity's Fiend. Maybe even a Dastalos if he's nasty. Okay. Just.
Sure, this is okay. 2 block isn't that bad for this deck.
Yeah.
Again, because you always get like you can usually just go like Supervise 1, Black Rose 2.
You don't get to choose that, do you? It's just always Supervise 1, Black Rose 2. Is that how it works?
Yeah, because Supervise is mandatory.
Yeah. Damn, if only you had a plant, because he knows your whole hand before that Vanity's Fiend.
Yeah.
Like, if you drew, like, Lone Fire there?
Yeah, or, like, Foolish.
Yeah.
But, like, I presume these decks play, like, a million field cards, like, plays, like, triple Soul Exchange.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It does actually play that.
I can play this thing in attack mode, right? I'm gonna swap sub. Yeah, okay. I mean, like, these versions aren't that bad, like, as long as there's no avarice.
Right.
Okay. I probably just have to play here. I don't know how good. Yes, I don't. Black Rose here is kind of shitty.
Yeah.
But it gives me like Mark follow up.
Yeah, I mean, he could get Vanity's Fiend and lose it all. Like, there's a chance that shit just.
It also just a little annoying because you can go like if he has Econ for the. Actually, no, I don't have to use my normal summon for this line, so I can actually just re-normal summon the Giga Plant afterwards or the Vanity Fiend after. So this is. I just don't know if it's worth playing around Crow here because I have the second Super Solar.
Right.
And definitely would be siding in Crow. I probably will. Kind of makes this card a lot worse in my hand, but
He shuffled his hand. He's like, I got the crow. You played around it.
Yeah. Crow here is still pretty annoying.
So this Black Roses, then it summons the Gigaplant back? That's so crazy.
Yeah.
And they missed timing? That is insane, actually.
So now I can normal summon Giga, get Titanial, or tribute this for Vanity.
I really like normal get Titanial for this turn and then have Mark Vanities as follow-up.
Yep.
It just seems entirely too good. And then you could just literally pass.
Here I'm just gonna attack with the Gigaplant. He knows I have these two.
Yep. He has no idea the game is over next turn if he didn't. Do you already normal? No, you went.
Right.
I know it. I know it seems crazy to look at from his perspective, because it's crazy to me, and I'm on this side. But you did not normal. You just equipped that thing with Supervise and gave it its effect, which, you know, it does look a little crazy, but... So negate by attributing the Gigaplant, I guess?
Yeah.
Because he could just Monarch you, and you don't really want that. And then he'll throw a Monarch at you to skip your turn, or skip his turn, really. Interesting. So he does play Light and Darkness Dragon.
Yeah. Normally I would just let this rock.
Yeah, I almost want to put him on I Don't Believe You, because he took took too long. He took too long to play the second one.
He would have been summoning Lad like turns ago based on like all
that's
his
what
shitty
I think so too. I kind of want to say I don't believe you.
Yep, I don't believe you.
Okay.
So you have to tribute mine. Does he get to choose? You can. Okay, so.
Well, he tributed your guy. The Treeborn's still there, so he tributed your guy.
Okay.
Yeah, now he has to spend his Treeborn back, though. I'm confused. Like, Treeborn...
Itself?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure. Okay, I think I'm fine with that.
I mean, he's about to just get... Alright, there's a back row all of a sudden.
Yeah, I don't like the fact there's a backer there. I could just wait a turn.
Yeah, he's not going to kill you, right?
Like, he's going to rise to this, and then I can Wind Blast the back row. And then I think waiting's okay.
I think so too. I really do. It also gives you something to do with the Super Solar Nutrient thing. Just like, what is that back row though?
Yeah, like if it's Regeki Break, then I don't really care if he Regeki breaks the Vanity afterwards, but I don't want him Regeki breaking the Mark.
Right. All right.
Oh my God.
Teach me how to cook. Patience is a virtue.
We're gonna banish one of the lone tires to keep the DDRs live.
You are mad. You are tight. Tight.
I'm gonna hover this. Hovering.
Now I'm gonna hover this. He said that shit confidently. Did we just summon? Did we just fucking say 30? I mean,
it doesn't change the clock.
It doesn't change it, yeah. It's not like he's at like 49.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it because then it keeps the DDR as a good draw.
Okay, fair. I just wanted to send a message.
Yeah. But it does turn off Brain.
Oh, that's relevant though.
But like he has to draw Brain.
Yeah. You remember that one guy and that? Oh my God, I was watching you play, and somebody sacked the fuck out of you on ladder, on format library ladder. I mean, it was like I think it was your first loss. It was.
Oh wait, because yeah, well, Roach fucking adds it back after. Like, what are we fucking doing?
Well, no, I think he's going summon priority balance chain torrential is what he tried to do.
Yeah, I know.
But now he's just getting solemned and he just loses. Like I don't. You are tight.
Now you're out of here. Yeah.
Yeah. He tried to do the trick. And you said no more trick.
Yeah.
Now he's looking at his hand like replay, please. You cooked him so good. God, these are such good duels. I love watching high level gameplay.
That one was kind of crazy.
That one was crazy because I did not think you were going to win that game. If you asked me honestly if you were going to, there's no world where I thought you were going to win that game. I'm gonna be honest.
Wait, he had lag.
Wait, this is game one. This is game one. Yeah, I'm about to say.
Yeah, I'm bugging.
Watch he still have lag game 2 though. Like watch he still,
yeah, that'd be crazy.
Watch he still have lag game 2. Oh, he drew that dust shoot.
Yeah, he did. That's one thing about this. Is like, after a couple of games, it just makes my head hurt.
Yes. Doesn't do a single thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually see what you mean about the head hurting thing. This is so much like dueling.
So he had the fader for that wing blast line. Like if we decided to go for the instead of the Blackbird line.
Right. So for people who don't know what Marcus is talking about, pause it real quick.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to battle fader, right? There's this trick you can do. You can declare an attack on a monster, and then your opponent's like, the attack declaration's fine. And then after that point, you can go wing blast their monster or compulse it to move it from the field. And then when you're attacking, you continue your attack. They can't drop battle fader now because you're past the point of attack declaration.
Yep.
Right. So
I guess like a replay no longer is a declaration technically.
Right. It's just like replays don't make it where you can now fader the attack. So it's a way to literally play through a battle fader by doing that trick. Just
so he also has Gore's game 2 as well. So this is like Gore's number 3 that we played.
Yeah, you've just played against all Gores and Dust Shoot. Honestly, this set right here was like masterclass because
this was kind of crazy.
Because even you having the patience to like, I'm not going to mark him right here and summon Vanity's Fiend into the back row. Like I'm going to wait. He's going to rise up my wing blast. I'm going to hit the back row, take the 24, summon Vanity's Fiend. Then like the Solemn was just the icing on the cake.
Yeah. You get rewarded when you make the right play.
Yeah, just
happens very rarely, but
yeah, exactly. It's like we take those though.
Like you do those plays, like those plays, like 1 out of 100 times you get rewarded for it.
Yeah.
But like it doesn't happen if you don't play properly.
That took so many of his cards what he just did.
Yep. And it saved damage because we let the second soul exchange resolve.
Yep. Cooked.
Yeah, and wow.
Absolutely.
And there it is.
And there it is. I mean, yeah, this deck is broken. I don't even.
Yeah, and like I honestly, like, I don't even think this is like the fully optimized version yet. Like me and ProStorm like are still discussing, like we're still talking about like ways to improve it.
Yeah.
Because like there's cards like brain control. Like brain control was super ass for me. Like Valley could be. I don't even know what it could be. It could be something else. Like the deck originally started with like triple Valley 1-for-1.
Yeah, and then it just evolved.
Yeah, like and then we realized like, okay, well let's just like more deck dev targets, more cards that like you have to side out 1-for-1 post board.
Right. So if you have to side it out anyway, then why even play it?
Yeah, exactly. So like it's cool. It's cool that there's no like optimized version yet, and like people are still talking about like ways to improve the deck in the Discord. Again, like that Discord is crazy.
Yeah, I believe you. I think that this is a good contender for Innovator of the Year. It didn't happen in 2024, even though it's crazy. In 2024, you made 2 decks. You made the True Hybrid Blackwing deck, and what's the other one? The Virus Value deck.
The Virus Value,
yeah. And both of those decks like both did really well in tournaments. One of them, like Virus Value, flat out just won a tournament almost immediately, and then
first tourney, I think Spiral played with it. He won.
Yeah,
I think it was the very first tournament like afterwards.
I think it was. I think you're absolutely right. And then after that, the hybrid Blackwing that got like second at Worlds, Format Library Worlds, and it also just like topped the bunch, like Cats top with it. Other people top with it. Yeah, Duck. Yeah. Oh yeah, Duck topped a bunch with it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like now you're making this shit, and this is arguably better than those decks.
I think I honestly believe this is one of the best decks, and like I don't even think this is the best
version of it, right? But there's this concept. I can tell by the way it plays, and the fact that you were able to beat like beating frogs is already like you won through a do block and everything, and that's just like there's certain things that a deck has to check off in order to be like viable. You have to be able to deal with a dupe block. I always say if your deck can't deal with a dupe block, it is just not a deck. Like, I'm sorry.
Exactly. You have to be able to have in engine out to clear dupe block. Otherwise, like you're just banking on drawing like a trap card, or like you're pecking 80 trap cards in order to out a dupe block, and like that's just not realistic for playing a tournament more than like 3 rounds.
Exactly. So like this deck checks off a lot of my boxes on what makes a deck good, what makes a deck broken. It has inevitability. It has the ability to like you choose how the game is going to go. You could have chosen to attack into all of those gores that were presented to you today, and not a single gores that, and everyone had it, and they had it in every game somehow,
and not one was dropped.
Not one of them dropped, and not one of them, if they did drop, would have been good to drop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's what this deck comes down to. Is like you start to learn these things. Like you start to realize, like at some point, like once you're able to play with this deck, if you're able to play, it's very rare that you'll ever lose.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like Gores is virtually like one of the only cards that can start to crack the board.
Yep.
And so like you just wait a turn. Like they're not gonna crack.
You've played enough to know. Like, all right, I see. Like I've lost to this card a couple times now. It's the Gores.
Exactly. Yeah. Like there's I can't think of other cards that crack the board. Like Brain gets like soloed by Titanial.
Yep.
Like it has to be like random main deck Vortex when you decide not to go for Stardust, and even then, like more often than not, you have a floating Titanial.
Yeah.
Or sorry, a floating Gigaplant.
Yeah, from the Supervise
and then they have to out it. And like value, even if you whiff on the opening line of like the 66% Supervise with like Lone Fire Giga, and you whiff and you hit mark, and you end with like a Power Tool in defense mode and a Gigaplant, like stuff like value isn't clearing that. Like they have to go like Goyo or Brio to out one of them.
Right.
And that means that if you whiffed, that means you hit mark. So now you have mark for the Goyo to attack back over the Gigaplant. And then you can just normal summon the Gigaplant, get back to Lone Fire, and then you make an 8 with their Goyo. Like value is virtually like a free win for this deck. Like, you know, I think James mentioned in his video where it's like Amaryllis a lot of the time plays like Titanial Control. This does that, but you have like a bunch of other levels that you can just play like full combo. You can
I think resolving Power Tool Dragon and leaving it there is outrageous.
Yeah, like, Power Tool is one of the cards like I love that card. Like in multiple formats.
Just reminds me of Fall Troll. It's like you can't leave a Fall Troll on the field.
Oh, you can't leave it. Everything it searches is insane. Literally every single card it searches is broken.
Such a good card.
Like what are we doing?
Yeah, no, I gotta order my ulti first ed Power Tool Dragons now. Thank you for costing me money, Marcus.
Yeah, it was fun, and and you know, and I think I'll say it 1,000 times. The deck is just really fun to play.
It does look it.
It's a fun deck to play because almost no two games are alike. You always like different lines. You play around different cards. You have different kill lines, and it's fun.
I ordered 6 Ultra Gigaplants and I ordered 6 Rare Supervise, and I'm ready to.
Supervise comes rare.
On TCG Player, there was a rare copy of it, and I think that was the highest rarity. And I was like, "Well, I'm absolutely buying that. Wow. Like, I need to have that." So I ordered. I ordered 6 copies of it, and nice. I am ready to. I'm down to clown because this deck. This deck is something else.
It's a good change of pace.
I already got my 2 ulti Dandelions, so
nice.
Yep. Yes. I just need Power Tool. I think the only card I don't have, I don't know if I have Black Root Drago. I think I have one Randy.
It has not been reprinted.
I know. It's one of those. It's one of those that was like $20. I don't know if it's still $20. It probably is now after this fucking weekend.
I think it's more. I think they are. I think they went up.
Yeah, I think everything. I think I'm going to look at Power Tool Ulti first and be sad right now. That's what's about to happen after this call.
If I had to guess, you might be sad.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be a little.
I know Smoker. Like once because he was reading our Discord and he saw like I was whatever X1 after day one.
Yeah.
And I think he spent like 5 or 6 grand on cards, just like buying cards out.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Smoker is
like,
literally a smoker. What the fuck?
He's like fuck it. I'm just gonna. You better fucking top.
Yeah, and you and another person who you didn't even know the other guy, right?
No, didn't know him. He was just he said he told me he was just a Discord lurker. He said he's been playing like Gigaplant for a while. Like he did a deck profile. I think he released it today. But it's kind of similar. He didn't play the Super Solars. He didn't play Super Solars. He didn't play Dandy, obviously, if you're not playing Super Solar.
Yeah.
He played like Plague, Gardna, Card Trooper, all of the Haunted, and like a third Fertilizer.
Oh, so his build is blatantly very different.
Yeah, it's about 5 cards, but like ultimately, like your plays are always the same.
Right. The goal of what it can do is like
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for dedicating some time out of your busy day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Congrats on your top again. I hope that see more of you doing well this year. I'm sure you will. You're a really good player and are clearly one of the best deck builders in the format. This is the second year in a row that like you have literally changed Edison format. So I cannot wait to see how this one turns out. But I will catch you in the next one, guys. Oh, go ahead.
No, no, exactly. I was just gonna say like I hope this one stays, and I hope people like this like PSA like. Don't just drop the deck if you're not like seeing results right away. It's a very hard deck to play. So like put the time in. Like go test yourself with the dual puzzles.
Yeah.
That's like quite literally the best way to practice is doing those dual puzzles. And don't drop it if you're not seeing results. Just practice and you'll get there.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. A lot of these combo decks, they're harder. Again, they're harder than set Ryko, set bottomless. Set, it's not. Yeah. That's your opening play is not going to be so obvious, and your combo lines are not going to be so obvious. But the longer you stick with it, to Marcus's point, the more likely you are to learn the deck for real and start to do well with it. It might take time. You might take a lot of L's at first. You might attack into a couple bad gores. Even though if you're watching this, you should know now how to play around gores. I mean, this was a masterclass on how to play around gores and also get dust shoot and still win. So if if that interests you, then definitely just rewatch this at 1.5 times speed or whatever you need to do. But yeah, we're gonna get out of here. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.